Is the banner that says Bong hits for Jesus promoting drug use. Now, you did see the video. Again, you guys, I will be showing you guys the video.
This is Chief Justice John Roberts, and he wrote the majority opinion for a 5-4 decision by the U.S. Supreme Court called Morse v. Frederick. And this case was decided in 2007, and it has to do with student speech and restrictions on the First Amendment. Let's get into the case. Mr. Frederick was a student in Juneau, Alaska, and there was an event that was going to be going on involving an Olympic torch bearer. The school had put together a supervised event to witness this torch bearer come through a particular area. Mr. Frederick decided to make this sign where you can clearly see it says Bong hits for Jesus. He and his friends displayed this sign in order to get media attention as well as to get the attention of the torch bearer. The principal noticed this sign and knew it was against school policy when it came to illegal drugs, so she went over and said, "Take your sign down." He said, "I'm not going to. Thomas Jefferson, First Amendment rights." She yanked the sign down anyway, and he was later suspended. All the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court it went, and the question was this kind of speech that was set out on this banner protected by the First Amendment? And if it is protected, could the principal be covered by qualified immunity and not held liable for her actions, since this was a 1983 civil lawsuit? The U.S. Supreme Court came in, very close decision, and said this kind of language that's pro-drugs and against the school's policy is not protected by the First Amendment. The school was fine in trying to enforce their policy. We do have precedent, Tinker v. Des Moines, and in that case, it allowed for symbolic speech when it came to political kinds of issues. But in this case, the Chief Justice felt this isn't really a political issue. This is a different kind of issue. And because of that, we're going to go ahead and say that this speech can be restricted. His suspension was upheld. Interesting side note is Justice Thomas, in the concurrence of this opinion, said that he felt Tinker v. Des Moines should be overruled because that case went too far when it came to allowing for student symbolic speech. So there you have it, a very interesting case out of Alaska where we now have another restriction put into place on students and the speech that they are allowed to have when it comes to a school activity, and not even an activity that's inside of the building, but a school supervised activity. And lastly, when it came to that question of qualified immunity for the principal, the court decided to just table it and not answer that question. So there you have it, Morse v. Frederick.
Was the 2002 Winter Olympics had just made it to Alaska, and there was a race or like a run where they were carrying a torch or some shit, and the students were allowed to be let out of school to see it. This boy, I think his name is Joseph Frederick, and his friends basically stood across the street from the school. Let's keep in mind, he was not on school grounds when he did this. He was across the street. He hung up a sign that said Bong hits for Jesus. Apparently he had saw it somewhere. It was funny. They were waiting for the like news cameras to come around. That way they could hold up the sign. Like it was on some joking dicks, just teenagers being cocks, you know what I mean?
Yes.
It was clout, today, because I know the video had said something about like wanting attention, clout. Like he did it for clout. Video that I showed you, I don't think they actually say his case was actually the ninth. What they fucking call it? I'm sorry, I don't know the judicial branches and all that other EL shit. But yeah, so the decision was reversed by the Ninth Circuit in 2007. From what I believe, don't quote me on that. Like I said, I'll be putting the information in the description below for you guys. And the boy did receive a settlement after like some agreement was made. I think he got like $45,000. And he did say that though he was happy that he was able to stand up for himself, he did feel bad for the precedent that was set by the ruling, because I guess the whole situation was the sign promoting drug use. Now, I did want to say that one article I read, they had said something about, and he was late for school that day. What the fuck?
What that got to do with anything? What?
Like,
apples and oranges.
Whoever did that really just wanted to be subliminal. Like, were you on their side? Like, what was that? Because we was always late for school.
Right.
that meme you posted on your story. They was like when work says you gotta be there at 8, and then I'll be at 7:68 on my way on.
Flying down the fucking. When I tell you it's me every day, it don't matter how early I
Yeah,
wake up, I'm late.
at all. At all. And you will go to work as if you came in right on time.
Good morning.
Good morning. Like, because that was just so funny to me.
That's so.
That was mad funny to me. Like, this is a case actually that a lot of people kind of look back on. It was actually a funny case, even though it was regarding serious topics. The case was really looked at as funny because this boy did it. Like, he's no different than a mean today on Instagram doing it.
It's
Like,
crazy because I seen that picture recently.
really?
Yeah, it was like I think maybe sometime last year.
I get the point of the banner, like,
Hmm.
I get it, like the weed shit.
Yeah,
But I also didn't really get what was funny about it. Like when I saw it, that shit wasn't funny to me. Like I guess I
it doesn't seem funny to me either. It's just, and the fact that it went all the way up there in court is just like.
it's ridiculous. Like I feel like at that point he wasn't on school grounds.
Hmm.
He was across the street.
With that, I don't feel like it's any type of hate. I feel like that's a freedom of speech thing. I don't feel like it was promoting drugs, to be honest.
Listen, that sign was not stopping shit. Whether that he did it that day or not, that shit
Or not, right?
was not affecting anything that had to do with drug cases or whatever. I'm pretty sure there was mad smoking weed right to him even
Yeah.
hence to why he probably even found that joke. You know what I mean?
Funny, yeah.
He wasn't promoting anything, he was being a dick. He wanted clout. He
He
was
was
young.
being a dumbass teenage boy. Like I
That was
don't
a
really feel
situation
like,
that really didn't even need to go to court.
yeah, it didn't need to go as far as it went.
Apparently it was kind of like she walked up to him and told him to take the sign down, and he was like, no, I can't. I'm not quoting him verbatim, but I think what made her extra mad and what gave her like, okay, now you're getting 10 days is because he quoted Thomas Jefferson
Oh, freedom of speech.
yeah, he was like, in the words of Thomas Jefferson, I have the right to keep this sign up. You
I would
and
feel
Thomas
like his
Jefferson get 10
suspension.
days.
If he was on school grounds, I would get the suspension because, like I said, I feel like all schools, whether it's public, private, charter, whatever, I feel like school is a public place.
What if this was done down the block or around the corner? Like, what it
That's
had.
what I'm saying. If it was like actually in school, that's one thing, but it wasn't on school grounds. So it's like the same way, like it being in school and like having that sign up or having that like on a shirt or something is one thing because you can't really tell somebody, oh, ignore it. You're gonna see them in the hallways. That's like, basically mocking someone's religion in some type of way. And maybe somebody, is always that one person that's gonna feel away to the max. But when you're outside in public, you could walk past. You don't have to engage. You don't have to, I feel like that is a freedom of speech thing.
Yeah.
Even though I am Christian, I believe in Jesus and everything like that, I don't feel like, if I see it on the internet, I'm gonna scroll past. If I see it in person, I'm gonna walk by. Like,
But I'm Christian too, but in my mind, I also don't even think that the banner was just like against religion. Like,
yeah, I don't even
the
feel like it
banner
was a
was like,
religion thing either.
I
I just know
genuinely
it's
don't
always
feel
that
like the
one
joke had
person.
anything to do with Jesus.
Yeah, it didn't even have to anything to do with Jesus. It's always that one person that, goes to the max. That's why in school is a different setting. Because it's always going to be that one person that takes it a totally different way than what it's meant to be.
I know if I was walking by, I would have like, I would have just walked away. Like,
Yeah.
I would have found some shit like that funny.
I
Honestly.
wouldn't have been mad or laughing either. It's just a word. Like, okay.
Like,
Like,
you wanted clout. And in my mind, I
yeah.
feel like you did whatever you wanted to do to get clout, meaning you were making a bed for yourself.
Yeah.
So if getting in trouble was a risk, you took it. However,
Yeah.
did he have the right to get in trouble? I don't know because it wasn't on school grounds, like you said. It was not on.
Yeah. It wasn't in
It's
school.
hard because he was across the street. If it was something where he was in front of the school, he put it on a building or some shit
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
a different
Then
thing.
that's a different story. He was across the street. I don't give a fuck if he used some of the school materials, markers or whatever the
He wasn't in school.
he wasn't in motherfucking school where he shared that shit. Like from the picture that I saw, that I believe was him and his friends holding up the sign. It
Yeah.
wasn't as if they were wearing like school uniforms or like the school was being like
Yeah,
heavy,
nothing to link them to the school.
but it
Maybe
linked them
that
to the
it
fucking
was just
school.
some random kids holding up a sign. Nothing crazy, in my opinion.
Girl, and nowadays, what, weed is legal, what, practically in so much more states than it probably was back then. Like,
Yeah, it
that's not
is.
what it means shit
So
today.
that's probably also it's another time.